So you just got your first Haute42. You plug it into your Xbox or PS5 and it doesn't work. Or 10 minutes go by and it stops working. What is going on? So how do I use this thing? I got scammed. It's not working. So you came to the right place. I'm going to show you. Residents, classes in session. Dr. Jones is speaking. Let surgery begin. So first, let's plug the pad in and review what's on the screen, and I'll explain what you're looking at. On the top left corner is the current mode you're in: Xbox, PS5, Switch, X input for PC, Mac, and Linux, Android, etc. Next, you'll see a T for turbo. You'll see your speed, T15, T10, or whatever you set. Or it may not be there if turbo is currently turned off. Next is what directional input you're currently using. Are you using the left stick, the right stick, or the D-pad? L, R, or D. In most situations, you will want the D-pad to be set, and it should see a D after the turbo setting. If you're experiencing any controller issues where inputs are not happening, it's probably because you are not in D input mode. You're probably in left or right. On the top right, you will see your current SOCD setting, whether it's an N for neutral, an L for last win, an up for priority, or etc. Most situations, you will want this set to N for neutral, as that is the standard setting today. On the middle of your screen, you'll see your current configuration for 13 button, 12 button, 16 button, or etc. And last, along the bottom of your display, you may have input history turned on, which is a really nice feature. You will see any button you press appear on the bottom of the screen in order. If you do not have this feature turned on, you can always go into the web configurator and turn this on in settings by enabling the input history. It's as simple as checking a box. So now you can unplug your controller. So let's put the controller in the right console mode. So now that it's unplugged, if you look at your instructions, and if you do not have them, that's fine. The 8 buttons that you use to play the game, just hold button 1, plug in the power. Wait for the splash screen to disappear. You should see on the top left which console you're in. If that doesn't work, unplug it, hold button 2, plug it back in. Rinse and repeat until you find the console you're looking for. Next, let's talk about adapters. So if you're on a console, you will need an adapter. If you're on a PC, Mac, Linux, etc., you will not. There are 2 types of adapters: a standard end of cord adapter and the booter devices. These can go on some of the pads that have pass-through ports. The instructions will tell you to take the adapter and plug it into the pass-through port. Why? The pass-through port is your lowest latency. Using the end of the cord will add 1 to 2 milliseconds of latency, which is not very much. If you're on a wireless controller today, you're getting way more than that, so don't stress. When you plug it into the end, you will notice it is very flimsy and can break, so be very careful. That is why you would consider a booter device. These booters are very small and compact, and they go right in the side of your pass-through port. The long story short is, on Xbox, you plug it in, it connects, your controller's fine. On PlayStation, it'll check to make sure this controller is a valid PlayStation controller every 8 minutes. So that's what the booter device does. When it does that authentication check, it passes that test for you and you'll be good to go. If you do not have this device plugged in, every 8 minutes you will have to unplug and replug in your controller because it will fail that test. So whether you decide to use a booter device or an adapter at the end of your cord, either way, you'll be all set. And don't forget to press the home button after connection to activate the controller. Your controller may also have a tournament mode where you can turn a switch on and off to disable all the top functions. The reason being, if you're in a tournament, if you press home start for any reason, you will be disqualified. This will prevent that. To change your directional input, hold down S1 and S2, which is usually start and back or start and select. Then press the left, right, or down buttons to change the mode on your screen. To change your SOCD mode, hold S1 and A1, which is usually home and start, then press the left, right, down, and up buttons. Now you have everything plugged in and ready to go. How do you change the colors on this pad? You'll want to hold your S1 and S2 buttons, which is start and either select or start and back. Then you'll want to press your 8 action buttons. The top left will cycle through from solid color to rotating color, electric colors, the factory default color, and then your personal custom colors that you set in the web configurator, and back to the beginning again. If you press the bottom button, it'll cycle and reverse. The next set of top and bottom buttons will turn the brightness up and turn the brightness down. The third column of buttons, based on the mode you are in, will either change the colors or change the pattern of the design on your pad. The last feature you have with this controller is the web configurator. This screens will allow you to change everything and anything on this controller, so you have to be very careful when you're in here, but most of the settings are pretty standard. You shouldn't have any problems. If you hold the start or S2 button on your controller, Then plug it directly to your PC. When it powers on, you will see a computer terminal on your screen. There'll be a website address that you will go to in your browser, and that'll allow you to configure all the settings on this pad. I also have a customization part 2 video that walks you through all those settings. But again, I advise you to stick to the more basic things in here because anything you change can and will affect this device and can cripple your device. And that is your ultimate guide to using this controller. Any other settings you want to change, again, will be in the web configurator. You can remap all the buttons. Just do not remap the start button or the S2 button because you will not be able to get back into the screen to update the device. Congratulations, and always remember that you went into medicine to help others. Wait, this isn't medicine, this is fighting games. You brought this to beat people. Set it up the way you like it, have fun, and get some wins. Thanks for watching. Bye.